Middlesbrough travel to Arsenal for what's another massive game at the weekend. Of course, nobody will give Middlesbrough a chance of getting anything at the Emirates, and that might play to their advantage because sometimes that's when the club do really pull out all the stops and get a shock result. We remember last season's terrific performance at Arsenal when Boro were leading for a long stretch. Of course, Maida was ultimately sent off in that match, but it was a very creditable draw. And the year before, in the club's first ever visit to the stadium, they performed outstandingly well to get a draw. So we've got a good history there, never been beaten at the Emirates. There's not many teams can say that. Of course, Arsenal themselves, well, will they be fully motivated to get a result? They're virtually got fourth place sealed, although Arsene Wenger still believes they've got a very, very thin outside chance of pushing for the top two. They've got, more importantly, the Champions League coming up. They play Manchester United in the semi-finals, and that's going to be Arsenal's focus over the next couple of weeks. So Middlesbrough might just find things falling into place in that respect, though of course they've got to do their own part by putting in a performance. Frustratingly against Fulham, of course, they did reasonably well but couldn't score, and that's been the story of the season. And against Arsenal, the all likelihood is they're going to come under a great deal of pressure, so they may get a chance to hit Arsenal on the break, but they'll have to be a little bit more ruthless in front of goal than they've been so far this season. It's looking up on the injury front. We can welcome back Didier Digard, hopefully. He came through a reserve game impressively this week. And also Gary O'Neill's now back from suspension, so that will bolster the midfield. It's a part of the pitch that's been fairly... well, let's say we've been pretty weak all season. We've had people like Matthew Bates come in and do a manful job, and of course Arca's been absent, so we've been missing the players like that. But of course, having a couple of extra heads this week will be helpful. Gary O'Neill, like I say, will come in. He may play on the right, or he may decide to leave Ali out there. Of course, Riggett and Pogatetz unfortunately will be missing. So it looks like Waiter and Huth at the back again against the rampant Arsenal forward line. We saw the other night a 4-4 draw against Liverpool where Arsenal looked a little bit shaky at the back but extremely ruthless up front. So it's going to be a difficult job for the defence, but we knew that all along. You don't go to Arsenal and expect an easy afternoon. The worry is, of course, that if Boro can't get a result, you've got teams like Blackburn also playing on the same day. If they can beat Wigan at home, then the gap's going to be a huge one. We've got to hope that Hull slip up against Liverpool. They're the sort of teams that Boro can overhaul, but they've got to do it for themselves as well. And with the games coming up against Arsenal and Man United, it won't be easy. But what we were saying before, they can pull off shock results against the Big Four.